Garlic pizza is a crowd pleaser. It's simple to make, it's full of flavor. Everyone loves garlic pizza. You can enjoy it as a snack, appetizer, or even a light meal. Garlic pizza is also versatile. You can add your favorite toppings. Try fresh herbs like oregano or basil. Some like a sprinkle of Parmesan cheese. Get creative and make it your own. Before you start, gather your ingredients. This step is crucial to ensure a smooth cooking process. By having everything you need within arm's reach, you can focus on the recipe without unnecessary interruptions. It also helps in maintaining a clean and organized kitchen, which is essential for a pleasant cooking experience. You will need 1 cup warm water, 1 teaspoon sugar. The warm water helps activate the yeast, which is a key ingredient in making your dough rise. The sugar, on the other hand, feeds the yeast, helping it to grow and create the perfect texture for your pizza dough. 1 packet, about 2 1/4 teaspoons of active dry yeast. Yeast is a living organism that ferments and produces carbon dioxide, which makes the dough rise. It's important to measure it accurately to ensure your dough has the right consistency and flavor. 2 1/2 cups all-purpose flour, plus more for dusting, 1 teaspoon salt. Flour is the foundation of your dough, providing structure and texture. The salt enhances the flavor and strengthens the gluten network, which is essential for a chewy and delicious crust. 4 tablespoons olive oil, divided. Olive oil adds richness and flavor to your dough. It also helps in creating a crispy crust and prevents the dough from sticking to your hands and surfaces. And 4 cloves garlic, minced. Garlic adds a wonderful aroma and depth of flavor to your pizza. Mince it finely to ensure it distributes evenly throughout the dough, giving every bite a burst of garlicky goodness. Having everything ready makes the process smoother. When all your ingredients are prepped and organized, you can follow the recipe steps without any delays. This not only saves time, but also makes the cooking experience more enjoyable and less stressful. You'll be ready to make delicious garlic pizza in no time. With all your ingredients gathered and prepped, you're set to embark on a culinary adventure. Enjoy the process and soon you'll be savoring a homemade garlic pizza that's sure to impress. Start by activating the yeast. This is a crucial step in making pizza dough as it ensures the dough will rise properly. Yeast is a living organism that feeds on the sugars in the dough, producing carbon dioxide gas that makes the dough rise. In a large bowl, combine warm water and sugar. The water should be warm, but not too hot, ideally around 110 degrees Fahrenheit. This temperature is perfect for activating the yeast without killing it. The sugar acts as food for the yeast, helping it to activate more quickly. Sprinkle yeast over the mixture and let it sit for 5 minutes. During this time, the yeast will start to feed on the sugar and begin to activate. You'll notice bubbles forming on the surface, which is a good sign that the yeast is alive and active. The yeast will become foamy. This foam indicates that the yeast is active and ready to be used in the dough. If you don't see any foam, it might mean that the yeast is old or the water was too hot or too cold. Add 2 cups flour and salt to the yeast mixture. The flour provides the structure for the dough, while the salt adds flavor and helps to control the fermentation process. It's important to add the flour gradually to ensure it incorporates evenly. Mix until a dough forms. You can use a wooden spoon or your hands to mix the ingredients together. The dough should start to come together and pull away from the sides of the bowl. If it's too sticky, you can add a little more flour. Turn the dough onto a lightly floured surface. This will make it easier to knead the dough without it sticking to the surface. Lightly flouring the surface also helps to prevent the dough from absorbing too much flour, which can make it tough. Knead for 5 to 7 minutes. Kneading is an essential step in developing the gluten in the dough, which gives it its structure and chewiness. Use the heel of your hand to push the dough away from you, then fold it back over itself, and repeat. Add more flour if the dough is too sticky. The dough should be slightly tacky to the touch, but not so sticky that it clings to your hands. If it's too sticky, sprinkle a little more flour over the dough and continue kneading until it reaches the right consistency. The dough should be smooth and elastic. This means it's ready to be shaped into a pizza crust. You can test the dough by stretching a small piece between your fingers. It should stretch without tearing. If it tears easily, knead it a bit more until it becomes more elastic. While the dough rises, prepare the garlic topping. In a small bowl, combine 3 tablespoons olive oil and minced garlic. Set aside. This simple mixture is key to the pizza's flavor. The garlic infuses the oil, creating a fragrant topping. Section 5. Assembling your garlic pizza masterpiece. Once the dough has doubled in size, punch it down. Roll out the dough on a lightly floured surface. Form a circle or rectangle, depending on your preference. Transfer the dough to a baking sheet. Brush the dough with the remaining 1 tablespoon of olive oil. This will prevent it from becoming soggy. Section 6. Baking to golden perfection. Preheat your oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 200 degrees Celsius. Pour the garlic and oil mixture evenly over the dough. Bake for 12 to 15 minutes or until the crust is golden brown and the garlic is fragrant. Section 7. Tips and tricks for flavorful garlic pizza. For a richer flavor, use fresh herbs. Sprinkle chopped parsley, oregano, or basil over the garlic topping before baking. If you prefer a cheesy garlic pizza, add a sprinkle of Parmesan cheese during the last few minutes of baking. Section 8. Avoiding common garlic pizza mishaps. One common mistake is using too much garlic. Garlic is a powerful ingredient, and while it can elevate the flavor of your pizza, it can also easily overpower other ingredients if not used in moderation. When you add too much garlic, it can create a harsh, bitter taste that masks the subtleties of the other toppings. It's important to remember that a little goes a long way. While garlic is the star of the show, too much can be overpowering. The key to a perfect garlic pizza is balance. You want the garlic to complement the other flavors, not dominate them. Fresh garlic is particularly potent, so be mindful of how much you use. If you're unsure, start with a small amount and taste as you go. You can always add more, but you can't take it away once it's in there. Stick to the recommended amount for a balanced flavor. Most recipes will give you a guideline for how much garlic to use, and it's a good idea to follow these recommendations, especially if you're new to cooking with garlic. If you're making your own recipe, a good rule of thumb is to use 1 to 2 cloves of garlic per pizza. This will give you a nice garlic flavor without being overwhelming. Another mistake is overbaking the pizza. Overbaking can cause the crust to become too hard and the toppings to dry out. This is especially true for garlic, which can burn easily if left in the oven for too long. Burnt garlic has a very bitter taste that can ruin the entire pizza. To avoid this, keep a close eye on your pizza as it bakes. Keep an eye on the crust and remove it from the oven as soon as it turns golden brown. The perfect pizza crust should be crispy on the outside and soft on the inside. If you're using a pizza stone, make sure it's preheated properly to ensure even cooking. And remember, every oven is different, so baking times can vary. It's always better to check your pizza a few minutes before the recommended baking time. This will prevent the garlic from burning. Burnt garlic can be very bitter and unpleasant, so it's important to avoid this common mistake. If you notice the garlic starting to brown too quickly, you can cover the pizza with a piece of aluminum foil to protect it from the direct heat. This will allow the pizza to continue cooking without burning the garlic. By following these tips, you can create a delicious garlic pizza that everyone will love. Section 9. Enjoy your homemade garlic pizza. Congratulations! You've made a delicious garlic pizza at home. Slice it up and enjoy it with your favorite dipping sauce. Making garlic pizza is easy and rewarding. Experiment with different toppings and flavors to create your own signature dish. Enjoy!